They're pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
Passed away trying to chase that Bruno Mars Uptown Funk record.
Man.
Yeah, because I mean, she believes that she owned a piece of that copyright because of, her record.
Yeah, I ain't buying it.
And then suddenly, exactly like Whitney Houston, accident. She's the only one who passed away. Everyone else is fine.
Jaguar Wright isn't afraid to expose the truth, especially when it comes to the dark secrets of the music industry. And now, she's dropping a shocking bombshell about what really happened to Angie Stone and why the official cause of death might not be the full story.
Yeah, I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it.
What do you not buy?
I'm not buying the fact that can't nobody see that this looks like exactly what I believe it is, allegedly, a sacrifice.
Angie Stone wasn't just a singer, she was a movement, a pioneer who helped bridge the gap between old school soul, hip-hop, and modern R&B, leaving behind a legacy that stretched across multiple generations of music. Her journey began in hip-hop's earliest days, breaking ground as one of the first female rappers to gain mainstream recognition. She then reinvented herself, becoming a defining voice in the neo-soul movement, inspiring some of the biggest names in R&B today. Her music told stories of love, struggle, and empowerment, and she remained a consistent force in the industry for over 4 decades. But despite all this, she never got the financial security she deserved. Instead of enjoying the fruits of her labor, Angie was still grinding at 63, not because she wanted to, but because she had no choice. After decades of recording hit songs, writing for major artists, and shaping the sound of entire genres, Angie Stone should have been financially set for life.
Taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company.
Yet she was still working, still touring, still fighting for money she had already earned. She knew why, because her earnings had been systematically stolen by the very industry she helped build. Then, just weeks after she publicly exposed Universal Music Group for withholding her royalties, she was gone. And here's where things get even more disturbing. The official story doesn't add up. Jaguar Wright claims the industry doesn't want us to know the real cause of death. Her Sprinter van flipped 3 times, but somehow she was the only fatality while everyone else survived. The truck driver responsible for the crash disappeared. He abruptly quit his job, stopped answering calls, and hasn't been seen since. Jaguar Wright, an industry insider known for exposing music industry secrets, didn't hesitate to call foul play. She claimed Angie's death was not an accident, but something far more sinister. And just when you think this story couldn't get any darker, it does. Because if this was just a tragic accident, why are so many unanswered questions being ignored? Why are industry insiders warning us not to believe the official narrative? And most importantly, who really benefits from Angie Stone's death?
R&B soul sensation Angie Stone. News of the Grammy-nominated singer's death in a car crash early Saturday has left many stunned across the music industry and, of course, the fans.
Jaguar Wright has built a controversial reputation as one of the few industry insiders willing to speak out against the dark secrets of the music business. She has exposed record labels, A-list artists, and executives, revealing shocking allegations about financial exploitation, abuse, and even alleged murders disguised as accidents. And when she heard about Angie Stone's death, she didn't hold back. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it, that wasn't her money, it was theirs. According to Jaguar, Angie wasn't just another artist struggling for money. She was a threat because she was exposing one of the most powerful record labels in the world. A threat because she was about to take legal action against UMG. A threat because she refused to stay silent any longer. And when artists become a threat, the industry knows exactly how to handle them.
In a way of the gift of sharing with my fans, okay? We're at 45, let me get 50, let me get 60. And I'm going to give y'all 5 more minutes to get some more people on this live. The devil is a liar. You're right. Come on now. Come on. Oh, by the way, the Christmas song, All I'm Missing, is #1 in several countries. We put it out on the 15th of November, on the 14th of November. The devil tried to stop that. It was snatched down. Then it was put back up. He tried to, of course, blame it on me, but it wasn't my fault. However, the song prevailed. After everybody bailed, the song went all the way to #1 and is steadily climbing the chart. So if you guys have never heard mechanicals, they've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company.
Jaguar didn't just suggest that Angie's death was suspicious. She's claiming that the cause of death is not what we've been told. According to her, there's a chance Angie wasn't even alive when the accident happened. She points to disturbing inconsistencies in the reports and the fact that no one in the mainstream media is willing to dig deeper. She also draws a direct comparison to another high-profile music industry tragedy, Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter, the former teen pop star, had spent years calling out abuse and corruption within the entertainment industry. He was publicly fighting for his money, exposing financial fraud and manipulation that had left him broke despite selling millions of records. Then, right before he was set to release Bombshell information, he was found dead in his bathtub, just like Whitney Houston, just like Bobby Brown's daughter, Bobby Christina, just like Bobby Brown's son, Bobby Jr.
Where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life.
Now, Jaguar Wright is suggesting that Angie Stone might have met the same fate. Right before she could take UMG to court, she was gone. Coincidence or another industry cover-up? And Jaguar isn't the only one asking these questions. Let's break down the official version of events, because the more you look at it, the less it makes sense. Angie Stone was on her way to Baltimore for a performance when her Sprinter van flipped 3 times and was struck by an 18-wheeler truck. She was the only fatality. Everyone else survived with minor injuries. This immediately raised major red flags. A high-impact crash, a van flipping multiple times, a collision with a massive truck, yet only one person lost their life. Statistically, that's extremely unusual. In most multi-passenger accidents, there are multiple casualties or at least life-threatening injuries across the group.
R&B singer Angie Stone has died in a car crash. We're told she had just finished a concert in Mobile, Alabama Friday, was heading to Atlanta when the van she was riding in crashed. It's still not clear why they crashed or how the other people in the van are doing.
So why was Angie Stone the only one who didn't make it? Could it really just be bad luck, or was something more calculated happening? This is where things start to look even more suspicious. The truck driver involved in the crash immediately quit his job and went off the radar. A former co-worker, identified only as Jim, revealed that the driver was deeply disturbed after the accident, so much so that he refused to answer calls from his employer and completely vanished. Why would a driver who was supposedly in a regular accident abruptly quit and disappear? Where is the official report identifying him? Why isn't the mainstream media covering this part of the story? It doesn't add up. Several independent sources and industry insiders have suggested that Angie may not have died from the impact of the accident at all. Instead, some speculate that she was already gone before the crash even happened, and that the accident was staged to cover up what really happened to her. Why? Because it wouldn't be the first time this has happened in the industry. Whitney Houston's death was surrounded by inconsistencies. Her security cameras were conveniently not recording when she was found. Michael Jackson's sudden cardiac arrest raised questions about his doctor's involvement and whether he was set up. Aaron Carter was about to release information on Hollywood elites. Then he was suddenly found dead in his bathtub. And now, Angie Stone dies right before she could take legal action against Universal Music Group. At this point, the evidence is overwhelming. A suspicious accident, a missing truck driver, Jaguar Wright dropping a bombshell that the real cause of death is being covered up. So now we turn to you. Do you believe Angie Stone's death was just a tragic accident, or was she silenced before she could take down the industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about this, and don't forget to subscribe, because this story is far from over.